Have you ever wondered why reactions matter more than actions in some scenarios? Let's dive into a deep fact today. There are times when individuals don't take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they shift the focus to how others react to their behavior. It's like saying, "I didn't do anything wrong, you just overreacted." This is an interesting psychological phenomenon. It's a defense mechanism to protect one's ego, to avoid feeling guilty or at fault. It's easier to blame others than to admit one's own mistakes. It's a way of deflecting responsibility. However, it's important to remember that our actions can have profound effects on others. We should strive to understand and empathize with their feelings rather than dismissing them as an overreaction. After all, emotions are subjective, and what may seem like an overreaction to one person may be a completely valid response to another. This makes us ponder on the importance of understanding and empathizing with others' reactions. Did you know that sometimes what we desire the most is what we need the least? It's a paradox that we often find ourselves caught in, yearning for someone who may not be the best for us. It's a strange quirk of human nature, isn't it? We're drawn towards the familiar, the comforting, even when it's not necessarily good for us. Let's delve deep into this conundrum. Picture this. You're drawn to someone like a moth to a flame. Their presence is intoxicating, their absence unbearable. But every interaction leaves you emotionally drained, and yet you can't let go. It's like you're stuck in an emotional tug-of-war. This is a classic case of emotional dependency, where your happiness hinges on another person. It's a dangerous territory to tread, often leading to a cycle of hurt and disappointment. It's important to remember that you're whole, complete, and enough just as you are. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's often the harsh truth. Ever wondered what signals men give when they are interested? Well, let's delve into the intriguing world of male psychology. Men often resort to subtle signs when they are genuinely interested in someone. For instance, if a man frequently texts you back, it's a clear indicator that he's invested in the conversation and, by extension, in you. It's his way of maintaining a connection, even if it's just through the seemingly mundane exchange of text messages. Another fascinating behavior is their tendency to tease or make fun of the woman they are attracted to. This playful banter is not meant to offend, but rather to establish a bond, a shared joke or memory that only the two of you can appreciate. It's their unique way of creating intimacy. These behaviors, although subtle, are deeply rooted in their desire to express interest without making themselves too vulnerable. So next time, look out for these subtle signs. Do you know the common lies every girl tells? Now, these aren't necessarily deceptions meant to harm, but more often, they're little white lies, a type of social lubricant to keep things running smoothly. Some of the most frequent ones include, "I'm fine," "I'm not jealous," "I'm over him," "I'm not angry," and the classic, "we can still be friends." You see, these phrases often serve as a protective mechanism. When a girl says, "I'm fine," she might be sparing you from her emotional turmoil or trying to deal with it herself. "I'm not jealous" could mean she's grappling with feelings of insecurity. "I'm over him" often translates to, "I'm trying to get over him." "I'm not angry" could be her way of maintaining harmony, and "we can still be friends" might be her attempt to keep a cherished person in her life. Remember, sometimes a lie is just a cry for understanding. Have you noticed how our feelings for our crushes can be ironically timed? Let's delve into this fascinating, if not somewhat frustrating phenomenon. Picture this. You've been harboring feelings for a certain someone, but sadly, they just don't seem to notice. You decide to move on, to stop the waiting game. And then, as if by some cosmic joke, that's the moment they start showing interest. Why does this happen? Well, it's all about perception. When you're actively pursuing someone, you might come across as too eager or even desperate, which can be off-putting. But when you pull back, you suddenly become more intriguing. You're not as available, and that can be attractive. Of course, timing isn't everything. Genuine feelings are what truly matter. But isn't it interesting how the ebb and flow of interest can play such a pivotal role in our crush dynamics? Love indeed works in mysterious ways. Ever thought about the power dynamics in a relationship? It's an intriguing concept, isn't it? Often, we find that the person who cares less in a relationship tends to hold more power. This might sound a little counterintuitive, but let's delve into it a bit more. In a relationship, power can be seen as the ability to influence the other's behavior. The person who cares less is not as emotionally invested, and therefore has less to lose. This detachment gives them the upper hand, allowing them to dictate the terms of the relationship more freely. Let's picture this. If one person is always the first to apologize, make compromises, or give in during disagreements, it's likely they care more. The other person, realizing this, might take advantage of the situation, consciously or unconsciously. They know they have the power to act as they please, with little fear of consequences. However, it's important to note that this dynamic is not healthy. It creates an imbalance, breeding resentment and dissatisfaction over time. A relationship thrives on mutual respect, understanding, and equal effort from both parties. Now, let's shift gears a little and talk about happiness in a relationship. You know that couple who always seems ecstatic, radiating joy and contentment? It might surprise you to know that the happiest person could be the most broken inside. Why is that, you ask? Well, it's because happiness is not just a state of mind, but also a mask that people often wear. Some individuals use this mask to hide their inner turmoil, insecurities, or pain. They might appear cheerful and content on the outside, but on the inside, they could be grappling with emotional struggles. It's a coping mechanism, a way to keep their vulnerabilities hidden from the world. In conclusion, relationships are complex, filled with unspoken dynamics and hidden emotions. It's crucial to maintain balance in a relationship to ensure its health. Understanding these intricacies can help us build more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. So let's keep these facts in mind as we navigate our journeys of love and companionship. Did you know your smartphone can distract you even when it's turned off? This might seem puzzling, but it's a truth that resonates with our modern, tech-saturated lives. Studies have shown that the mere presence of a smartphone, even if it is switched off, can decrease one's focus and cognitive capacity. It's as if our brains are wired to anticipate the buzz, the ping, the flash of information that these devices deliver. Speaking of brain wiring, here's a fascinating tidbit for you. People with a good sense of humor have a higher IQ and are more likely to be successful. This is not a random correlation. Humor requires a quick wit, the ability to make connections between disparate ideas, and the social intelligence to share these connections in a way that others find entertaining. These same cognitive skills are associated with problem-solving abilities, creativity, and emotional intelligence, all of which contribute to success in various domains of life. But the human brain doesn't always work in our favor. When we're attracted to someone, our brains tend to pull a little trick on us. They conveniently overlook the flaws and magnify the positives. This cognitive bias, known as the halo effect, can lead us to make decisions based on skewed perceptions. So the next time you find yourself infatuated with someone, remember that your brain might be playing a bit of a prank on you. And finally, let's delve into the realm of silence. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. This isn't just a profound adage, it's a psychological fact. When we quiet our minds, free them from the constant chatter of thoughts, worries, and plans, we become more perceptive. We can hear the subtle sounds that usually go unnoticed, and more importantly, we can hear our inner voice more clearly. The human mind is indeed a fascinating thing. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we learned today. We delved into a wide range of facts, each shedding light on the intricacies of human behavior and our interactions. From the revealing deep facts that taught us about reactions and responsibility, to the poignant sad facts that showed us the bittersweet realities of wanting and letting go. We explored the often misunderstood male and female dynamics, revealing subtle cues and surprising truths about how they express their feelings. The intriguing crush facts provided insights into the complexities of attraction, while relationship facts underscored the power dynamics and the dichotomy of appearances and reality. Our journey into psychology facts offered surprising revelations about our brain's functioning, from the distracting influence of smartphones to the correlation between humor and success. Remember, Understanding these facts can help us navigate our relationships and interactions better.